guys, welcome back. So today I have a very exciting video because first off, it's my first day to night makeup tutorial, I believe. I think it is. I've been meaning to do this forever because I figured I would show you guys kind of like how I would take my makeup from day to night. It's very convenient if you're, busy all day and you just want to amp up your makeup for a night out. This is the perfect video for you. I'm showing you some different products in this video as well. And another thing I'm very excited about is I did partner up with NARS because if you don't know, they are coming out with 2 brand new highlighting palettes. These are going to be exclusive to Nordstrom and available on March 1st. But if you're watching this video coming from my channel, you're able to actually shop this right now. So you get to shop it a few days early, which I think is awesome and amazing that they allowed my viewers to go ahead and purchase this early. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys these palettes up close. This first one is Rêve Soleil. So this color right here is a warm gold with a pearl finish. This one's a soft pink shimmer. And then this gorgeous one right here is a metallic rose gold. And then this one with the darker tones in it is Coucher de Soleil. So here's a really pretty look at this one. The very far right color is a golden bronze shimmer. Then you have a rose shimmer in the middle, and then on the left you have a mauve. These are the 2 palettes in my light, so you can really see them. They are so gorgeous. You can use them wet or dry, however you prefer. So you could use these on your body, your face. You can use them for your Cupid's bow, highlight underneath your brows. So if you are interested, I will leave a link down below. I recommend checking it out. I will be using these in the video, swatching them, all of that. So yeah, isn't that so exciting? I feel so special that I get to announce this to you guys and have you shop it first. I just think it's so fun. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with this day to night makeup. I don't know why I already snapped. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with this day to night makeup look. If you're not subscribed already, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave and turn on your post notifications. If you want to see this day to night makeup look, then let's just go ahead and get started. All right guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is prime our eyes. I'm going to use this from CoverGirl. This is new and I've been really interested to try it. It's the Lid Lockup Eyeshadow Primer. So this says it preps lids for all day wear. All day crease proof shadow security. Maximize the wear and intensity of your shadow. Dries quickly. Perfect. I'm excited to see if this has like a tint to it, but the packaging is really pretty. All of CoverGirl's new packaging is like really amped up and awesome, so I really like that. Oh, it does have a tint. Let's just see what you got here. So this isn't really going to cancel out darkness or redness, anything like that, but it is setting pretty quickly. So my day to night makeup looks are pretty easy. I do pretty much the same day looks, and then I just incorporate different things to make it into night. This is perfect if you don't have time to take off all your makeup that you wore throughout the day, like if you're going from work to night out. What really is the most important is having primers and having long wearing products. It's just really important to focus on the base products and have long wearing products you know that are going to last a while, and then kind of just building on top of that. So then when you go in for a night out, you can just add a few things here and there to your eyes and to your lips and be good to go. First thing we're going to do is use different eyeshadows today. I have 2 different brands. We have the Balm Meet Matrimony right here, which just has a lot of really great matte eyeshadows. I've used this a few times on my channel and I love it. And then we also have this Dose of Colors Sassy Siennas palette, which I think is beautiful. I'm really wanting to use this palette because I want to dig into some warm tones. And then I also pulled some Catrice Aquafresh highlighting eyeshadows, which I showed in a previous video this week. So go check that out if you haven't seen it already. And then this Palladio Crushed Metallic eyeshadow that just looks phenomenal and I feel like would look amazing with this. So for my day makeup, it really just depends on what I'm doing, how much time I have, everything like that. Today I'm going to show you the day look that I do when I have enough time. But if I don't have a lot of time, I'll usually just prime, put some powder on top, and then put a little bronzer in the crease and then mascara, and I'm gone. So that way I could come back and just build on top of that later, which gives you a nice clean canvas. But for today, I'm going to show you what I do when I have a little bit more time and if I think I want to do more of a dramatic look later on. I'm going to go in with the Meet Matrimony palette first, and I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to set my primer, which is so important because this primer is pretty sticky right off the bat. So you definitely want to set it. That way none of your eyeshadows drag and, get caught up in the stickiness of it. I want it to be as smooth as possible. And what I'm also going to do too is, since this is a daytime look, I'm going to keep everything mostly matte, and then we'll amp it up. And then we'll amp it up. All right, next up, I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush. This one is the Morphe M411, and I'm going to go in with this Matte Lopez right here. The Dose of Colors eyeshadows are very, very pigmented, so I like to go in with something else to have as my transition shade, especially if I'm doing a daytime look, because sometimes I can get a little carried away with how pigmented they are, and I just like want to put all the colors on my eyes. I just want to have like this big blown out like orange makeup all over my face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in with this shade right here. This is the 10 buck brush. It's literally what it's called, and you can see how pigmented these are. I'm going to go in and fluff this into my crease. Kind of just doing windshield wiper motions back and forth. I'm just lightly touching my eye. These colors are very, very pigmented. Okay, so all I'm doing now is just kind of going back in, building up the color a tad bit. I really hope you can't hear that rain. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this color right here. And we're also going to take that on the same brush, fluff this into the outer V. This will give it a more softer look. Not so intense because we're going in with such a fluffy brush, but it will add some definition to the eye. So I'm just going to fluff it right in there. So you can see it adds some depth, but it's nothing too intense, at least for me. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is go back in with the second shade we used and just touch up that crease. Make sure we didn't lose that really pretty light peach color. Now you can obviously stay away from like peaches and warm tone shades like this. I really like them. They're just like some of my favorite colors to work with. So for me, I feel comfortable going out in the daytime with this. But if you're not, you could always do this all over the lid like we just did. Go in with Matte Lopez again into the crease. You could also go in a little bit more with Matte Rossi like we did with the really light peachy color. And then deepen it up in the outer V with Matte Reed. So you could keep it more neutral, not super warm. So I am just going to go in and blend this out. And then what I'm going to do is take another brush. This is a MAC 242. This will really pack the color onto that lid. I'm going in with that very first shade that we used. And I'm going to put this right in the inner corner and just brighten up this area. Oh, look at that. These are so pigmented, easy to blend, and I feel like these with the Dose of Colors eyeshadows are just so pretty. Taking that first brush we used, I'm going to go lightly over the edges just to soften it out. Right now, my favorite mascara is this Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. It gives you so much volume. It's only a few dollars. It's amazing. Okay, so I have some mascara on my lid, but what I'm going to do is let that dry while we move on to face, and then I'll come back and fix it before we're done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is move on to face. Again, you want to make sure you're wearing long-wearing products and things that are going to last a very long time. So you just want to make sure these products are your holy grails, you've tested them, and they work for you. Today I'm going to be applying the One Heck of a Blot Primer from Soap & Glory. This is going to fill in my pores, keep me matte, and this will keep the makeup on all day long. So I'm just going to go in. And then today I will be using the LA Girl Pro Matte HD foundation. I love this foundation. I have been mixing it with the Catrice Prime and Fine makeup drops. These are going to darken up the foundation. So I'm going to make this concoction real quick. And I actually just self-tanned, so I'm pretty dark right now. So I'm just going to apply this and really blend it out. I really make sure that my nose is completely covered with foundation before I even go in with concealer. That's just to make sure that none of that redness peeks through. If I get redness anywhere, it's usually in my nose or on my chin, so I just really make sure to press that product in there so it lasts all day. Next up, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is a great concealer as well. It's nice and full coverage and long wearing. They actually added 6 more shades, which I think is great. This is a shade that I'll be using. It is in the color Medium 2. This is a great color for me when I'm nice and self-tanned because it does add great coverage. Highlights underneath the eye, but it's nothing too light. So we are kind of keeping it more daytime appropriate with the color of this. It's nothing too intense, nothing very highlighted. Now I'm just kind of going over my skin, making sure everything is pressed in. There's no excess product hanging out. My color guard is like more red toned, but my natural tan is like this color, so sorry. Now I'm going in with this Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. It says the natural heat from your body will cook powder over base foundation or concealer, giving you a flawless finish. I just got this and I've been really intrigued to try it. I hate this packaging, but we're going to test it out anyways. Kind of got a light yellow tint to it, so this is going to add a little bit of highlight to the under eyes. So we are going to bake with this. I just put some in the lid, and then we'll go in and set the rest of the face with a brush. But this area is going to bake because this is where I get oily, and I want to make sure that powder really sets in there and keeps me matte for a long period of time. So we're gonna let that bake, and then what I'm gonna do now is actually move on to eyebrows. So for brows, I pretty much do the same brow no matter what look I'm doing. If I'm putting on makeup, I'm gonna do the same exact brow. Just like to fill them in like normal. So I'm gonna be using the Catrice Slamatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I'm gonna use these two shades right here. I'm gonna use medium for the outer half and then light for the inner part. Okay, so brows are done. I'm going to set them with the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. This is great. Just a tinted brow gel. Kind of adds like little highlights to your brows. It's probably personal preference more than anything. You could use a clear one, but I like the tinted brow gels because I feel like it makes it look a little bit more natural. So I just apply it and then I brush through with the spoolie. It kind of just lightens them up and gives them little highlights. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that powder and just set the outer part of my face. And just do the outer half. This way our bronzer doesn't stick and not blend well. I'm going to bronze using this Catrice Sun Glow Matte Bronzing Powder. This looks really pretty. I don't think I've used this before. Ooh, that's a lot of color payoff. Now I'm just gonna blend that bronzer with a duo fiber brush, and it seems like it's blending really, really well. Next up, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. I'm going to skip contour for the daytime and just do bronzer, but for blush, I'm going to be using this NARS Cosmetics blush palette in Blushing, and I do a mix of the lightest right here and this darker peach, just to kind of go along with the eyes. Okay, now what we're gonna do is highlight using these new highlighters from NARS. We're gonna use just one palette because I only have one face. There are two different palettes. So the first one is Rêve Celle, and this one is super pretty. This is what the packaging looks like, by the way. Again, these are available at Nordstrom. You can buy them early if you go down below and check out the link. It has kind of like the same packaging here on the front. Here are the gorgeous shades. You see, I had to dig into them. So this is the one that we're going to be using today, but then we also have another palette right here. This one is Coucher de Soleil, so I can kind of say that one a little bit better. These are a little bit deeper. They are so beautiful. I'm going to just swatch these for you so you can see them. So there are the shades in this palette. Very reflective, very pretty, but we are going to use this one right here on our face today. I will be using the NARS Yachiyo brush. So I'm going to go into this one first, and we're just going to apply this to the tops of our cheekbone. It just gives a really gorgeous, look at that glow. It just gives a really pretty glow, and this brush just really buffs it in nicely. So we just kind of went with more of a subtle highlight for right now. I am going to go ahead and just blend this out a bit just so we have a nice glow, because again, this is for daytime. So we are just going to do a light glow for daytime, but I am going to dip my finger into here and put this on my Cupid's bow. So pretty. And then also down my nose. That is so pretty. This is great for daytime because it's nothing too intense. It's not very shimmery at all. It's not going to enhance a lot of your texture or anything like that, which I have the biggest problem with. Also going to take that lighter shade right there and use a smaller brush to put this right underneath that brow bone to highlight. because I do love highlighting my brow bones with like the same highlighter that I use on my cheeks. Also going to put this in the inner corner. This will kind of wake us up, make us look a little bit more alive. Okay, so let's finish off the eyes. I'm going to take the pencil brush and then the Sassy Sienna's palette, and I'm just going to take this shade right here and fluff this underneath the outer part of that lower lash line right here. And one last tip I want to give you guys for daytime, something that's going to make the biggest difference with your eyelashes is putting liner on your upper waterline. This is really going to make your lashes look a lot fuller, fluffy, and just really pretty. So I'm going to be using this NARS Cosmetics Swimmable eyeliner. It's just a regular black pencil liner. Then for lower lashes, I am going to top off with this Skinny Mascara from Wet n Wild, one of my favorite mascaras for my lower lash line. Honestly, nothing can hang with this. It gives just enough mascara on that lower lash line. Now for lips, I'm going to go into So Fawn Over You. This is a Rocker Chick J-Cat Beauty Velvet Touch Waterproof Gel Lip Liner. That was a lot. So I'm going to be applying this to my lips. This is the first time I've used it. Very excited to test it out. It seems very long wearing because it's waterproof. Ooh, it's a retractable one. Winning. That is it. Okay, so let's see. Not super creamy. Has a strong smell. It kind of feels crumbly, like not super smooth. That's not dry skin, that's literally this lip liner. I actually want to try out this Maybelline Python Metallic Lip Kit, so we're obviously going to go in with the more subtle color first. It just looks really cool, and I want to try it. So this is what it looks like. This is what you put all over your lips first, and then you go in with that later. So I'm going to be using this one first for the daytime look. Don't get that J-Cat Beauty lip liner. That's pretty terrible. It's like clumping all over the place. So I'm just going to apply this all over. And then I am going to top it with this L'Oreal Infallible Paints Matte in Peach Pit, which is perfect for this look. Yes, good day. Okay, so that is the daytime look, something warm, peachy. This is definitely something I would wear in the daytime. I think it looks really nice. It's fun to have like a pop of color if you're wearing something very neutral. I think it's really pretty, and peachy tones are so flattering, I feel like, on everyone. So now what I'm gonna do is share with you how to amp this up, which only takes a few steps. I know that was a little bit longer of a makeup tutorial, but again, if you have to be quick, do something really easy for the daytime, you could throw bronzer in the crease. I feel like I've done so many daytime looks where I put bronzer in the crease that I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I threw some warm tones in there. The warm tones, not so different, but throwing it in there for a daytime look, pretty different. Now what we're gonna do is go in with this Palladio Crushed Metallic Eyeshadow. This is gorgeous. This is like a peachy metallic color. Look at that. These metallic eyeshadows from Palladio are like incredible. Absolutely incredible. Make sure you tap off that excess because it will get all over your lashes if you're not careful. And we're just going to build this up in the inner corner. You could also apply this with your finger if you wanted to. Like, look at that color. Let me just show you real quick. I'm going to blend out the edges of that. So you can see it just really amps up the look. Like I said, you can also take your finger and just press it in to really get that intense payoff. And then if you want it to be even more shimmery, glowy, and pretty, you can go in with something on top of that. So what I'm going to take today, Aqua Fresh eyeshadow. This is the highlighting eyeshadow from J-Cat Beauty. No, this is from Catrice. It's just a really nice light shade. And you could take it with your finger and just dot this on top. Like, you just want to pat that on top, and it will really amplify what you have going on. Just be careful with it because it does not blend very well. Okay? And then I'm going to add that Palladio Crushed eyeshadow right on top, and it kind of just gives it a more wet look. Very pretty. Love this. So see, it doesn't take any time to really do that, but look at the difference in those two. And notice we're really just focusing on eyes. Our face is done, so if you wanted to go from day to night, this is gonna pretty much take you no time to do this once you get home and you ate your dinner, getting ready to go out. So again, it looks really pretty on its own, but if you want to amp it up, you could put that Aqua Fresh eyeshadow on top. Like, look at how intense that's dried down on my finger. These are intense. I'm gonna line my upper lash line with this Milani matte eyeliner. It's in matte black. This is going to define that eye and then also get us ready for lashes, because this will make our lashes look really nice and seamless. Okay, so before I put lashes on, I'm going to kind of finish up the rest of my face. I am going to go in with this Catrice Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Palette, and I'm just going to use the contour shade and put this under my cheekbones to carve out the face. I'm using a little Wet n Wild brush right here, and we're just going to really define this area. And then I'm also going to contour my nose. This is optional, but necessary for me. Okay, and since we just added some bronzer to the nose, I am going to go back in with that highlight palette and just touch up down that center. I'm going to use my finger and just really work this in there and blend it out. Wow, that is pretty. It's such a smooth highlighter that it looks like your skin is literally glowing. It doesn't look like you put on a ton of highlighter, but your nose is like blinding right now. Okay, next up what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that liner that we used earlier, that NARS Cosmetics black liner, on my waterline. Now that we have that liner on, I'm taking my Dose of Colors palette and I'm going into the deepest shade right here with this flat definer brush. And I'm going to push this up against that lower lash line. This is really going to smoke it out. I'm taking it all the way to the inner corner as well. So I'm using Matte Lopez right here, and I'm going to blend out that lower lash line. Looking at my face up close, after all the product we put on our eyes, I don't really have much fallout at all, which is amazing. Highlight is nice. So now with the lashes, I'm going to cut them, put some glue on, let it get tacky, and then I'll be back after I've applied it to do the finished highlight product and our lips, and then we'll be done. So I'll be right back. And this is what it looks like with the lashes on. I do need to go over it with some liner, but this is what it looks like. I think it looks really pretty. I'm enjoying it. And then what I'm going to do now is just build up the highlighter on my face. What does it look like if I just use my finger? So just adding a little bit extra with my finger. Wow, like right in the center. And just applying that. Wow, that is so pretty. And again, I just took this brush with all 3 shades and kind of just took it up to my temple above my brow, and it just kind of adds that glow all the way up and over. Ooh! Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna do is go into this Maybelline lip palette in Provoked. Use this shade. Just see what it looks like in the middle of my lips. I think it's cool. It definitely adds a metallic look to your lips. So pretty, and it's like a matte. It's really interesting. This little fun metallic shade in this palette doesn't really go with this look. This whole lip color is kind of like taupey, which is why I had to go in with this L'Oreal lip paints, but it is really cool, very pretty. It's a nice matte metallic. So that is my day to night makeup look, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, it's just all about how much time you have, what you're willing to do for your daytime makeup. Then I feel like for me, nighttime's always pretty easy because I have everything on and set in place and ready to go. It's really just about amplifying what you've already put on, adding a little bit more highlight, adding some stuff to your crease, adding lashes. Lashes make the biggest difference in the world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
I can never be your trusted friend or your sworn ally. No, it's the harshest